Okay, so we've got our bathroom laid out as far as stalls, and we know we're okay with depth and everything. We tested that out, so that's the beautiful thing about codes and stuff like that. We can always use this sort of stuff as a way to help us, as long as we check it against the actual directions and the accessibility code is what they're calling it. Again, we understand it's not a building code. ADA is more of a civil rights act, but Illinois does hold you to this code, which is very similar to ADAG, ADA, and this planning guide is based off of that. This is probably one of my favorite planning guides because it's so detailed, okay? And we'll use this when we start laying out things like grab bars like you see here, and soap dispensers and sinks, and how we're going to do all that stuff, okay? So that said, let's put a urinal screen in here now. You're like, Joel, where's the urinal screen? What are you talking about? Well, if you go to your restroom accessories, right, under Revit families, right, Revit families and Blackboard, I put up here under restroom accessories just a urinal screen family that you can go ahead, just click on and download that, okay? So I've already got it downloaded on my computer. Let me see if I can put that back there. That's good. And I'm going to go load family, and there's my urinal screen. So I'm going to hit open. Kind of waiting. All right. And so now I can go to architecture component, place component. That should be the next thing. There's my urinal screen. I just simply tap on the space bar, and I'm going to bring it right in here. I could place it anywhere, right? And then the nice thing is I can go in here and type in AL on the keyboard for align, right? And I can say align to here, this, right? And there's that urinal screen. And then I can just copy the next one if I want to. Let me get it over here and tab, click, and then I can say what? I can say copy this from, we can say copy it from here to here. And now we've got our two urinal screens and our stalls lined up. So now we can put a couple of fixtures in here. And we'll probably go with some floor mounted fixtures. We're not going to go with a chase this time. So, and we'll talk a little bit about that later. So I can go in here to Revit. I can go to insert, load family. And I can come down here and go back to my Imperial Library. I can go down to plumbing. And I can go, I'm going to use the MEP version. I'm not going to use the architectural one, because architectural fixtures, underwater closet, they have a wall one, but they don't really have a good floor mounted one. But the MEP ones, underwater closets, whoops, hold on a second, let me go back. MEP, fixtures, water closet. You see it has a floor mounted toilet, and that's the one we're going to want. Floor mounted RFA. Say OK. And I'll go up here to architecture component, and it should be the next one in line. There we go. I'm going to hit the space bar, and I'm going to place this thing right here for right now. Okay. I'm going to place that there, and then I need to find out, well, how far is that toilet supposed to be off one of these walls? Well, let's take a look. Well, if I go back to this, look what it says here. It says here that it looks like this toilet is much closer to this wall, but how close is the question? Well, let's look at the accessibility guide. Look what the accessibility guide says. In a wheelchair accessible water closet, which is what we have here, right? Our toilet is supposed to be somewhere between 16 and 18 inches off the wall. So we're gonna go and use 18 inches. All right, that's the one we're going to use. We're going to use the 18-inch dimension, although you can be anywhere from 16 to 18. So how can we get that in there? Well, that's easy. We're going to go in here, and the first easy thing to do is say aligned dimension to here, and we're going to click on there and say 1'6". There we go. That's exactly 18 inches off that wall. We are good to go. Now, in the rest of these stalls, this thing is just simply going to be dead center. Okay, so that's even easier, right? So dead center, we can go in here. We know these are 36. I'm going to say create similar. Hit my space bar, and it looks like it's almost exact, right? So I'm gonna put that in there, and then I'll just throw a little dimension in there and see if it says 1'6". Close. All right, so if I click on it, I can just put 1'6". There we go. That's right where it needs to be. Then for the last one, I just click that and hit copy. And then I click here and I click here, just a couple of comment points. I know I'm good to go there, right? I can mirror this toilet about the wall, about the center line of the wall, so I'm good to go there. And then now I'm going to go put a couple of urinals in. So I'm going to go insert, load family, and I'm going to go with the MEP, right? Again, I'm at MEP. Under plumbing, fixtures, urinals, urinal wall hung, right? I don't want the one with the wing. I just get the regular. Well, you know what? I think I might want the urinal with wing. How about that one? Let's try that one. See how that works for us. What's that going to look like? So it's wall mounted. So I got to make sure that I get it on the wall here. And then I'm going to place it again somewhere here. And that's okay that we do that, because guess what? I can just go align to here, that, and align to here, that. And the reason I align them is because the plumbing is going to match up in the wall, right? And I'm just wondering, what does this look like right now? Does this look like it's supposed to be? Let's look at a quick section through here and make sure, because if I click on this, look what it says. It says it's 1'5" off the floor. And I happen to know that dimension is going to be okay, but I want you to see something really quickly. All right. So I'm going to put a little section in here. And I'll just click this. And I'll pull it here. And then I'll right click just so I can see. And uh-oh, look at this. I need to turn that off in that view, don't I? That's what I hate about those instructions. They pop up in every view. So under the specialty equipment, I'm going to turn off the instructions. And okay, wait a minute. Something's not right here. Look at this. Look at my urinals. My urinals are pretty much on the floor and they're upside down. How in the world did that happen, people? I'm going to pause the video and we're going to look at something. Okay, so what we saw is that our urinal's upside down. And if I flip this work plane, you see how that doesn't bring it to where I need it to be, right? Actually, when I flip the work plane, it looks like it puts it on the other side of the wall. So all I'm going to do is click this and say create similar, and guess what? In the elevation view, it comes in right where it needs to be. I click it, that's where it is, and that's my actual urinal, okay? Now, it should be actually on the first level. I don't know why it's saying here it's on the second level. Let me check something. Okay, now it's on the first floor and its elevation is 2'2". So I'm going to delete these two, right? And I know it's in the right place now. I'll delete this other one. Tab to that. Now I'll go back to first floor and I will align to here, this, and then I'll just copy, right, from the center of this toilet to the center of that toilet. And I know I'm good to go now. But what's my elevation of this thing supposed to be? Again, I'm going to pause the video and let's look at something. So what we discovered as far as the height of the rim of this thing, right, and the rim is right up here, that part. So I'm going to throw a dimension on here, right, because I found in the restroom planning guide, in the accessibility code, urinals to the rim is 17-inch maximum, 17-inch max in our planning guide as well. So what I'm going to do is make it easy for myself. I'm going to go put a line dimension right there and an align dimension right there. And what I know is if I click on that, I should be able to adjust this dimension. And if it's 17 inches, that's 1'5". All right, there we go. Again, same thing here. Or even if I wanted to delete this dimension and be lazy, I could say align to here, this. Okay, so I know I'm good to go. There's the 17 inches that it's required to be. So now my bathroom is laid out as far as fixtures are concerned. I want you to go ahead and get caught up with that. When I come back, we're going to start talking about the sinks and some other accessories that are in here. Okay, go ahead and stop this video and get it uploaded for you. Give you about 10-15 minutes to get caught up.